How's it going, guys? It's Final Render here, and welcome back to another episode of Fallout 4 Building with Mods. Recently, as some of you guys have been saying, Final Render, you handsome stallion. Where are just the regular settlements? All of your builds have been themed in some way for quite a while. But for this episode, we're going to go back to the basics of the series, and we're going to bring a really nice farming and market settlement, which will have a lot of attention on making settlers happy. And they really need it, seeing as they quite literally live in a sewage treatment plant. So, for this episode of Fallout 4, Building with Mods, we have come to the Warwick Homestead. Warwick Homestead is a pretty nice settlement, I really like it. It's got an awful lot of pre-made structure in there already, and this place, as I mentioned before, used to be a human fecal matter treatment plant, which is not a very nice place to live, but because of that, it means the soil is extremely fertile. So when the bombs went off, human poo literally flew over the entire settlement, and now the ground, years and years later, is now perfect for farming, so settlers moved in and made a thriving farm in this location. And we're actually going to expand on this same theme by having a huge farm in the back, and we are also going to have a big market square right in the front. Let's go. So to start off with, we are going to actually build some walls around the place using the box cars. I've never actually used these before. These came out with the Contraptions DLC. I don't know why I haven't used them before. They're really quite nice actually. They all snap together well and they've got doors and everything like that. And using the Homemaker mod, we are going to have some shipping crates make up the main kind of wall structure. This place is right on the edge of the sea, so I think it's not too ridiculous that a lot of these crates might have washed ashore when the bombs fell, and then all the boats topped all their cargo over, and now they've converted them into a huge wall around the settlement, and it looks pretty nice. Now I'm going to put up some little guard towers using these tugboat crew nests. I have no idea which mod these are from. If any of you guys know, please let me know so I can put it in the description. And they work really well with the theme of it being a harbour. And not only that, they actually look really good. And they do function quite well as towers, seeing as they're quite high up and they've got the windows, they've got very limited access. Unless you've got a ladder, you ain't getting in through there. So I really like the idea of converting these into actual guard houses. I think it fits the aesthetic very, very well. We're going to put up some railings just to make them safe for people to walk along, and we're also going to have some metal ramps going up to the actual tugboat sections because they don't have stairs normally, but stairs do snap onto them, so that's great. And now using some of the regular water purifiers, I'm going to be placing them into the tanks which normally would have been full of human poo, and we're going to be completely green in this place by using this wind generator which I have got. It is huge and it is really impressive over the landscape of the Commonwealth, and it looks so good in this settlement in particular, which has an awful lot of open space. We're going to put down some marble foundations in order to kind of make the main floor of the market area, which is going to be separate from the farm, so that people can come to Warwick Homestead, and if they need some food, they can trade regular items for food, which Warwick Homestead sellers will then sell, or they can buy them for caps. Either way, Warwick Homestead will trade their food for what they need. Dino's Decorations is going to be what we use to decorate the main little market area, and that mod gets an awful lot of love in this video, as you'll see. I'll explain it a bit better later. Using Settlement Objects Expansion Pack, we've got a cool door on the gun store. The gun store needs to be safe, so it's made out of metal and has a big, heavy metal door. Business Settlement 1.9 Standalone gives us a really cool sign to put on the top, just to kind of give it some character. And Do It Yourself Clutter for shelves and bookcases, one of my new favourite mods, is fantastic here. I very quickly filled all of these shelves with as much produce as I possibly could to make this place look like a thriving market area. Again, similar to Dino's Decorations, this gets a lot of love in this video. And we're going to put up some regular seating areas just so people can sit down and chill out with an ice cream, but something was bothering me. The ground was coming through the marble floor, and you couldn't disable or scrap the broken bridges. So, I guess I'll just have to leave it then. Nah, don't be silly, I'm going to go into the creation kit and I'm going to fix it up. Now, it was actually quite easy to make it work in this settlement. All I had to do is get rid of some of the stones, and then later on I flatten it. However, I did have to reassemble the bridges using the kind of creation kit tools, and it didn't take too long, but the result is much nicer. Here I am flattening the ground just so that none of those bumps just poke out at the edge of the marble foundation I laid. And here we go. The bridges are now fully fixed back to their original condition, and there is no more ground protruding through the marble. Great job, creation kit. And now we're going to build a little pier area, a little dockyard. It's going to be very tiny. It's just going to have one boat. I don't really want to have people coming in to try to get here from other parts that aren't the Commonwealth. The idea is that just to kind of have a little fishing dock so that maybe one boat can be there and you can do some occasional fishing, etc. and then sell the fish to anyone who arrives. And now we're going to fence off the place with the wire fences, which are always a pain to actually use. They really, really are, but I think I did a pretty good job in this case. All the right angles are perfectly straight, and it does a good job of separating the market area from the farm area so that people can't get in and just steal the produce. And now there is a huge area of this settlement which is just covered in grass, which I really wanted to use for farming, but I had to disable a lot of the pipes that are there just so they don't show up. And now we're going to put down some razor grain, and then along with the razor grains we are going to have a little Brahmin pen. We're going to separate this little crop area from the rest of the farm just to kind of keep the Brahmin in place. The idea is that the Brahmin will eat the razor grain, and then we can actually sell Brahmin meat as well. We can breed Brahmin so that traders can come in and buy a new Brahmin if they need it, or we can sell them for meat. And they actually seem pretty happy in this little pen. They very rarely escape. And now, using the kind of barn sections that you can get in Far Harbour, I'm going to build a little tool workshop. Just a little place for the farmers to keep all of their equipment so it stays safe, it stays dry, and also maybe store some chemicals that they might use on all of the flowers and all of the fruit that is growing. Not that that's a good idea, but hey, times are hard. We need to use chemicals to make our fruit grow, even though it's very fertile. But anyways, that's a completely different argument entirely. I actually like this little barn area. It's very, very small, granted, but it does have the bare essentials needed, and we are going to have a main tool area on the inside later on. And now going to the actual farm section, we're going to expand what is actually growing already. Originally they just grew tato plants and the moot fruit, but I'm actually going to put down some silk beans as well, just so that it kind of fits in with the kind of variety of a diet. Put down some water pumps, and here we go. This is our farm. We got razor grain, we got Brahmin, we got moot fruit, we got silk beans, and we got tatoes. Perfect for a healthy growing boy, if I say so myself. Well, if I'm completely honest, you definitely need to just stick with the Brahmin meat, have some burgers. But if you're a vegetarian, you can be happy in Fallout 4 as well. And now here we are in this little back area, which we can now get to now we've mended the bridge, and we're going to convert this room into a huge storage area. As I said, the seller of this place will be trading items for food, and also they have a lot of tools which they'll be using in the farm. So we need a huge, huge workshop area, which will just store everything, just to kind of keep it safe and keep it dry and keep it locked up, because this place will have tools, it will have all the items they've traded, and it will have lots of guns and lots of ammo for the gun store. You don't want to have all the best stuff actually on display, you want to have it locked away safe. And here we go with the place fully done, and my gosh, does this room kill the frame rate. There's so many objects in here which we use by using the Do-It-Yourself mod and Dino's decorations to just fill it with clutter, and it looks like a really full, thriving workshop storage area, and I really like it despite the frame rate losses. Now I have one little area just kind of towards the back of the farm, and I wasn't really too sure what to do with it, but it seemed a bit of a waste to not do something with it, so I just did a very basic office in there so the people who do the farming and the business market can have meetings. And now moving on into the inside, we're going to be converting this place into a hotel and living area. Using scrap, we can get rid of a lot of the debris on the ground, and we also had to disable some of the pipe work to give us some more space. But here we go with the place fully gutted, a lot more space. And now using the elevators from the Contraptions DLC, we're going to add a second story to this hotel and living area. Using regular wooden shack floors just to kind of fit the aesthetic I'm going for. I didn't want to make it too clean and too perfect, I wanted it to be a little bit run down. And we've actually got a huge amount of space on this upper floor. It's a very, very tall room, so therefore we can get 2 floors in here, no problem. And I'm also going to be having little rooms for all the hotel guests. They're going to have their own little room, their own little bit of privacy, because whilst many people are probably okay with having communal sleeping areas in the Commonwealth, times are hard, what can I say, it would be a perfect idea to just give people some privacy. It would definitely bring in more travellers if they know that this place is private. And the upstairs is going to have a much nicer kind of luxurious part of the hotel. Maybe if you pay a few more caps, you can sit in this luxury area with this lovely seating area here. And using videos of the Wasteland, we're able to have a TV which actually shows more than the please stand by signal, which everyone has been watching for about 210 years now. Gosh, that must be boring. It basically puts all the little holotapes in there and shows all of the special videos that you can see at the start when you boot up Fallout 4 and was using a lot of the promotional material. There is a tutorial on how to put your own videos in there. I haven't tried it in this case because it's a very lengthy tutorial and I need to get this video out, but I definitely think I'll try that in the future so we can play Fallout 4 Building with mods in Fallout 4. Because yo dog, I heard you like Fallout 4. But anyways, We're going to have a small little bathroom on the inside. There is an outhouse outside, but for the inside we're going to have a little restroom that's a bit cleaner. And using this wood texture from the Cabin in the Woods mod I used in the last video, we have got a nice clean floor, because whilst I want to have some little aesthetics, you can at least clean the floor, you know what I mean? Cleaning the floor is the easy part. Building walls is not easy, if you follow me. So we've got wooden walls, kind of shack walls, and clean wooden floors. Makes sense in my opinion. And we're going to have a little kind of games room on the bottom floor using Pre-War Assets Expanded, which is actually a mod that was made for me for my birthday by a fan. So very, very cool. It adds little retextures to make everything look pre-war, which is fantastic. We've got to have some kids' toys as well, so we've got kind of like a cool scale electric set, which is from the Dino's Decorations, which I really like. And here we go with the kind of reception of the hotel and the little games room. Very small, but it's mostly about living and staying safe. Got a very cool pool table and some really nice pre-war textures, which again, a fan made this for me, so thanks very much for that, dude. Anyone else wants to do that, that's cool. OCDecorator Static Loot and Crafting Fury gives us loads of decorations for the upstairs to make the place look really, really nice and give it an awful lot of character. And also we've got some really cool decorations that would be suitable for the area, such as a little model of the Prydwen, because the Prydwen is actually in eyesight of this place. So it would make sense that they think that's kind of cool and have a little model of it on display in the hotel. Well, I think so anyway. And we've got perfect accommodation for all price ranges. So here we go. This is the settlement 100% fully done. This is the Farmers Market Hotel of Warwick Homestead. I really like this place. It feels very law friendly, despite the fact that there are some unlaw friendly mods in there, such as retextures and stuff. But the overall idea of this place I think is sound. This place is one of the most thriving farms in Fallout 4. And all they do is just keep the food to themselves? No, doesn't make sense. They're going to sell this stuff to people or trade it for items. So if someone says, I've got this really cool gun, give me a week's worth of food and you can sell it yourself, they think, great, we're in business. So therefore this place is probably actually going to be one of the more well-off places in the Commonwealth if you think about it for that reason. And we've got all the kind of trade that we could possibly need, and not only that, but we've got some pretty big walls so the place is 100% perfectly secure. We've got a little fishing dockyard so that we can go ahead and maybe do some smuggling or just some fishing. We've got completely green energy from the water and also from the giant windmill. And the inside decorations are very nice and very clean and definitely feels like a nice warming hotel. Even if it's a bit small, it is perfect for everyone's price range, with a nice luxurious area on the second floor with a working TV and the lower price floor on the bottom. So, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe and check out some of the other videos. In the last video, we actually fixed up Cappy's treehouse in Nuka World to make it look like an awesome wooden log cabin, and it looks really, really nice. I do highly recommend that video. And also, if you just enjoyed this one, please remember to check out some of the other videos on the channel. I don't just have Fallout 4, I've also got some Skyrim, I've got some survival gameplays. You'll probably enjoy them if you enjoyed this video. But anyways, this has been the final render, and you have been the audience. Until next time, see you around.